So I decided to make a video about some reasons why you probably should not quit your 9 to 5 job. But mostly in this video we are going to talk about, yes, these reasons, but also my story about quitting 9 to 5 job, my experiences before and after that, and what difficulties I faced quitting my job and why you should or shouldn't do this kind of plus minus situation. So almost a year ago in December 2018 I was working in my software engineering job in quite a big company here in Belarus, and honestly at some point I completely felt like I don't have any interest in my job anymore. And probably it was quite a huge problem on my side, but at the same side, if you want to change something, you know how it works in these big corporations, and you ask your boss to change something, they will probably reply you that they will help you, something will change, your tasks will change, you will do more interesting things, but later nothing changes, or it's just so little that you can't even spot it. And overall, you're still doing the same job, completing almost, like, I'm not going to say the same tasks, but the same related tasks. And you're not getting ever a feeling of completing something really important, something significant. And the most awful time was probably from the summer 2018 to like November, December 2018. And this actually led me to pretty big anxiety and I would almost depression, I would say. So in January 2019, I decided that, okay, I need to change something. I just need it because otherwise I will just be lying on the floor, every evening after I come home. And this will be just awful life. You know this, like you wake up, brush your teeth, have some food, go to your car and then ride to your workplace and then you just feel dead for the rest of the day. This is awful. And I didn't want this to myself. So I started to learn how to do some freelance, how to earn some extra money. And it wasn't bad actually, and I succeeded quite fast. And then when I started to earn at least some money on the side, I decided to quit my job because I really wanted to travel a little bit, meet my parents and my girlfriend more, because they're all living in other countries. So it's also was the point why I want to quit my job. So it was okay. I quit my job, traveled a little bit, it was all okay. And then I came back to my hometown and was working remotely a little bit. And I would say I had a really good routine. I was kind of excited about what I was doing. I woke up every morning, literally at the same time, had some sports, had rest days also. Every Monday I didn't do anything completely. I was going to the cinema, having some fun time. But all in all, I was working quite a lot and I liked it. But it hits again in September this year, 2019, when I feel like I don't want to work just for money anymore. I want to make something else, and it hit me really hard. It became really hard to concentrate, hard to do something, hard to actually make me do something. I stopped doing sports, I stopped meditating, which I was doing before, and I became literally this, like, lazy couch potato thing. So I started to browse some help here and there, found some articles like what to do in these situations. I was questioning this myself since I had a first big anxiety like 2 years ago, still at the same work. And then I worked like a year and then quit my job. But this question still appeared. And I totally do understand why it appeared. And the reason is because my routine became kind of the same thing as my work routine. It wasn't as terrible because I still shouldn't complete someone else's tasks, which I wasn't interested at all in. At least I was doing something for myself, like technically, and at my home. But it really hit at me when I understood that my life still doesn't have this value. and I watched a lot of YouTube this times, watched a lot of tips, like how to be productive one more time, how to switch your mind, like watch some favorite YouTubers like Matt Diavela, Better Ideas, Nathaniel Drew, etc. But it wasn't really helping, and I kept on going to be more and more lazy person. And it was really hard to concentrate. And at that point, I didn't have any 9 to 5 borders like to make me actually do something. Like it was totally on my own. So what I believe about 9 to 5 job is that you can like it, you can not like it, you can have some problems with it, but at the same time, if we are working on 9 to 5 job which is quite satisfying and it gives you at least some joy and you're having decent money, maybe sometimes it's okay to play it safe. Because it's really even hard to imagine how tough is it to be on your own until you actually try this. And another thing I want to talk about is that some people are actually satisfied with their jobs on a day-to-day basis. They're totally okay with that. At the same time, I still think that lots of people are lying themselves about this. But there are also ones who are really okay with their jobs and who just don't want to change anything, and it's totally fine. But I also think that right now is like 21st century, okay? There are so many possibilities, like to at least try things once, twice, 3 times. And I feel like during this year my mind kind of switched a lot, it changed a lot, because now I feel like I will never, have the goal to pursue this career, like going step by step at some company, achieving a lot, because technically it all doesn't make any sense. You will still be same happy as you was in the beginning. So imagine you're working for a big corporation and you're earning, let's say, $1,000 a month. That's pretty decent salary in my country. And then like years passing and you are getting higher and higher, and then you become, like, say, not the biggest but a big boss, and now you're earning $5,000 a month or even $10,000 a month. And I actually highly doubt that you will be happier after that, because you're still participating in the same thing. You're not bringing something new to the world. You're just keep being the part of the same thing, just doing a little bit other role. And I have seen these people. I have seen bosses, even bigger bosses, and even bosses who have like 300 people under them. And lots of them, they don't seem to be really satisfied with their lives. When they talk with each other, they complain. They're not happy. They may feel important, significant, but they're not satisfied. They're not happy people. So what I want to say is that if you're working on your 9 to 5 job and you're really satisfied, that's brilliant. Just keep on doing that. Maybe try to do something by yourself on the side also in this area which brings satisfaction to you. But at the same time, I feel like nowadays we have too much things to try and to bring, and actually not so much to lose, because it's easy to provide yourself nowadays. It's easy to earn your food. You don't have to fight with government to work less than 14 hours a day. You have time to do things. But as I have experienced on myself, it's sometimes really hard to focus. And I don't know if I even can advise you to just quit your job as I did, because right now my freelancing doesn't give me satisfaction always, and right now I'm without consistent income and without this 9 to 5 borders which will keep me. And also I'm trying completely new things for me now, and I'm planning on doing lots of things, but I feel like maybe I will even go back to the standard job at some point. But anyway, my mentality changed a lot during these times, and you know, it will never ever be a goal again for me to just grind the ladder and earn more money. No. I feel like I can do so much more than that, that it will be just a murdery if I just surrender. And you know, this YouTube thing, I started it because I just needed to fulfill my time with something, try something new, that what I was pushing myself towards. I feel that I probably can do much here also. I can share my experiences, which will help you to make decisions in your life also. And maybe just have, you know, one more opinion on topics that were bothering you. And maybe you will like it. So yeah, to conclude things with 9 to 5 job, I want to say that, you know, we need this thing, I believe, nowadays to keep our society in some borders that will keep the world moving. But if you feel that you can produce more, if you feel like you can do more, then try it. Because I believe that these borders they made for someone who can't push themselves. And I believed that I was that person just a couple weeks ago when I had that second time of my anxiety. But, you know, it's always waves. Sometimes you're up, sometimes you're down. And I believe that I'm the person who can overcome this. So if you believe in something like that also, I really think that you should listen to yourself. Even if you're not hearing a lot from yourself, just try to listen. Maybe you will find something new.